Building a home is such a stressful process. We really want to make things as easy as possible for our clients. The first thing that we'll do for any project is a feasibility study. We typically take the survey created by a land surveyor as well as the arborist report, and then look at the city bylaws and zoning and see what's possible on the property. This will tell us how large the home can be, what the setbacks are, if there are any right-of-ways or covenants we need to consider. All of these items will ultimately give us a box to work within that we can then look at designing a dream home. We would then meet with the clients to see what it is that they're wanting to fit into the home. So how many bedrooms, what size they're looking for, what kinds of room makeup, what adjacencies, how their home needs to work for their family. We also want to get a feel for what sort of design style they're looking for. Are they wanting something more modern, more contemporary, more traditional? All of these things will factor into what the overall house layout might be. We would then take the client requirements and see how we fit that inside the box that we've defined in feasibility. We would then work on a home design concept package for our clients, which would include floor plans for each of the floors, as well as an exterior elevation and some images to see if it's something that they're liking as a starting point. We can then work with them to tweak the plans to ensure that they're getting exactly the flow and function that they need. Once the clients are happy with the home design concept, we encourage them to have a conversation with a builder for a couple of reasons. One is to ensure that they have a preliminary budget and something that they're happy with. The second is to get some input on some key components in the build, including energy assemblies, wall assemblies, certain requirements for other consultants. We want to make sure that the team starts to be formed early on. Some homeowners will come to us and they will already have a builder in mind, while others don't have a contact for that, and we are happy to make recommendations and introduce them to a builder who might be suitable. Once we've done the builder check-in, we can move on to the construction drawings for permit. This will involve very detailed drawings for all of the floor plans, sections, roof plans, foundation plans, etc. We also want to ensure that we have the correct consultants required for the project. So that might require an energy consultant. We mentioned arborist already is often involved early, structural engineers. There are other consultants that might be required as well, depending on the complexity of the project. On complicated properties such as steep slopes or waterfront or agricultural properties, there might be additional consultants required. Once the construction drawings are complete and we have all of the consultants' work as well, we can prep the permit package for application. Sometimes only a building permit is needed. Sometimes there are other processes that are required, such as a development permit or variance permits. All of those items we can handle, and we do handle on our client's behalf. We will also field all of the questions that come back from the city. So typically a deficiency list would be provided, and instead of the homeowners having to deal with that or their contractor having to deal with that, we can field all of those questions and address all the items in there for them. While the permits are being processed is typically when we'll shift gears to interior design. So that would be all of the interior details for the home, including materials, interior drawings, and fixture selection. The goal for interior design is to make all of your decisions in advance of your construction start. This allows us to get a full detailed package to your builder so that they can price out your project. The safest thing for a homeowner and the way to keep yourself in control of your overall build is to get a price in place before you start. Interior design specifications and drawings allow you to do that. Once construction starts, we are around for construction support for both our homeowners and the contractors. We do recommend site visits at key stages. A really important site visit is once the house is framed up and the plumbing and electrical rough-ins have been started. It's most important to see the home pre-drywall. It's a lot easier to make corrections at this stage. Once the drywall goes on, it's a lot more difficult and costly to make any changes. We also do site visits later in the project where the finished materials start going in. So this might be items like cabinetry, tile, countertops, stone, hardwood, any of these finished materials that really require certain details to get looking great. Often during construction, we're also looking at furniture selections with our clients. So that may be the pieces themselves and how they fit into the spaces, but also the materials that will be used on those pieces. Building a custom home can be very overwhelming. Our process is in place to ensure that our homeowners have all of the support that they need and guidance to really allow them to enjoy the process of building their dream home.